Okay, so before we get started, quick thing, guys. So one request, so people who have not named themselves properly on Zoom, I would suggest please name them properly. For example, some of you are like iPhone, some of you are like Android or OnePlus. Give yourself a proper name so that it is easy for me to interact. One request, okay, for example, like I see one person by the name of Swati Saifon. That is okay. I know her name is Swati, please name them properly. For example, but if you are only having iPhone or Android, slightly hard for me to interact. So I would request you, if possible, change your name. Okay, yeah, one is Samsung SM. Okay, so it is slightly hard. So let's get started. So I'll share my screen quickly so that you can see what exactly we have planned for today. So one sec. Okay, right. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, now I'm turning off my recording. You have seen me. So yeah. Okay. So I've shared my, guys. Is it visible? One of you can please confirm me.
Yes, Trish.
Perfect. Okay. So guys, we will be covering everything from scratch. Like I know one of you messaged me yesterday saying that Piyush, I'm a completely manual tester. I have zero knowledge about JavaScript, zero knowledge of TypeScript, zero knowledge of Playwright. Can I still enroll in this course? Will this course really help me? And the answer is, I don't know, because I'll be covering everything from scratch. Okay. So we'll be covering everything from scratch as if you are completely fresher. So yes, even if you have zero background of coding, everything, that is absolutely fine. But one thing that I expect from you, and that is little bit of, dedication, little bit of practice. Because yes, I can give you a very high quality training. I'm 100% confident on that. But it is like a partnership which is on two sides. I can be a good coach, but unless you are a good student, I cannot really help you, honestly. Okay. So yes, we'll be learning so many concepts, but if you practice well and if you attend the classes regularly, not just rely only on recordings, okay, then this will be one of the finest courses ever. Trust me on this. Okay, right? Because recording is okay.
I'll
See,
start my
watching a
video as
live
well
match
because I
in the
really
stadium
want you to
is
see who
an
who does your
incredible
who is your
experience. Some of
instructor.
you
Is he really
know
Piyush?
this, right? But
This
you
is very
watch
important.
the
I'll
same
share.
match on a television, so that feeling is not there. So live class is a different atmosphere, different energy. You cannot pause me, but in a video you can pause me, right? Plus in videos, some of you were mentioning, a lot of you can buy Udemy courses, but see, buying Udemy courses is fine, but 90 to 95% people, can you believe it? They don't complete any Udemy course. Right. So buying course is one thing, but completing the course is more important. Okay. That is what we'll focus on, because most people are starters. We will focus on being a finisher. So what are we going to start? So guys, first thing, oh yeah, I forgot to share my LinkedIn profile. This is my LinkedIn profile, guys. So this is me, Piyush Gupta. Yes, I've still mentioned Mumbai because I've stayed in Mumbai for 10 years. I just have love this place. I've still not changed it to Chandigarh, and I'm staying there for last 4 years now. Okay. So I joined in 2010, I got an opportunity in Mumbai. So I've stayed there for almost 5.5 years. Okay. And in this company, I got the layoff after 5.5 years. And can you believe it? 1 month back, I got an award for one of the highest performing employee. And next month, I got laid off because the company didn't have the budget. So HR called me and said, Piyush, this is going to be a difficult discussion. And the moment she said that, I realized today is my, sad day, right? But okay, so and then I joined another company called as Rolta in Mumbai, and that company was going through such financial crisis. And then I started realizing, am I a unlucky guy or something? I kept on, joining companies and kept on getting laid off. So 2008 laid off, 2017 my second layoff, 2019 this Rolta company actually it got shut down only. So you can call it as a layoff or you can call it whatever, right? And then another layoff 2 years, just 2 years before only. Okay, that was my layoff. Okay, yeah. So why am I telling you all this? Because nobody's journey is perfect, guys. But I just know one thing, that I'm so good with automation, right? People, if I'm giving value to people, if I'm giving value to companies, they want to work with me. So they can kick me out of the company, but they cannot take my knowledge. That is the confidence I want to share with you all. Okay, right? So the confidence that we'll be working together, right? So this confidence nobody can take from me. That is one thing that I really want you to pick from this course. Not even Playwright. Playwright, fine, we will learn. But the biggest thing that you learn is what? Confidence. Because most of you are lacking confidence exactly like me. Okay. And if I can get better, you all can get better. And see, I've also started getting some requests from some of you. Okay. So this is me. And I can even tell you something, guys. Okay. Now is the time that if you're only relying on your IT job, you are doing a big mistake. Why am I so much active on LinkedIn? Why have these many followers? Because I know I can get a lot of business from LinkedIn. Yes. So guys, LinkedIn is a gold mine. Okay. And if you want, I can even tell you maybe throughout this course, or maybe before or after the course, maybe 5-10 minutes here and there. Yes, I never believe in not sharing my knowledge, because I don't believe in scarcity mindset. I believe in abundance. I feel that if I have knowledge, I'm okay to share with people. Nobody can take this knowledge from me. Nobody can kick me out. Simple as that. Okay. So I'll be even sharing with you how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, how to stay better, because guys, LinkedIn is a gold mine and you want to better network with people. Why? You want to network now because tomorrow when you really need the opportunity, right? That time you don't start networking. You network before you need the opportunity. So start helping people. If somebody needs an opportunity, why don't you help them now? Because when you need the opportunity, who knows how you'll get the opportunity. Okay. So it's a gold mine. So stay active on LinkedIn. That is one recommendation. Okay. And next, this is a course that we have prepared, guys. So it's a very, very in-depth course. So this course will take approximately 2 months. I know. So I'll now answering some questions that some of you have. So this course will take approximately 2 months. It is a weekend only batch. So classes are only going to be Saturdays and Sundays only. No classes from Monday to Friday. Okay. So it's a demo class. So we will be having classes from 7:30 to 8:30 only for first two demo classes or whatever. And then we'll be starting from 7:30 to 9:30. Okay. So this will be our timings. So 2 hours on Saturday, 2 hours on Sunday, 2 hours each. Plus will be recordings, all these classes. Okay. And you'll get these recordings the very next day. Or maybe sometimes it is a weekend batch. Sometimes the team is not available on a Sunday or something. In those cases, you might get the recording on Monday. But if you need the recording sooner, you can ask me. I have the Zoom recordings. I can share the raw recordings with you. But the process recordings, the team will share mostly on Monday. Okay. So this is something I can help you with. Okay. So this course will take around 40, we say 40 hours, but I have never completed a course in 40 hours because I think, usually it takes 45 to 50 hours. This is what I think. Okay. So we will start from JavaScript basics, even if you know nothing, zero about JavaScript basics. And guys, even if you are from non-technical background, trust me, if you're attending the classes regularly, I'll make sure you will get better with JavaScript. I'll make sure. Okay. So there was this guy, I will not name him. So he was from non-IT background in my last weekend batch. Okay. And I just told him one thing. If you can promise me that you'll attend the classes regularly and if you'll practice whatever we are covering regularly, you don't even have to study 1 hour every day. Just you have to be consistent. If you can practice, okay, regularly, and if you can promise me that you're going to practice regularly, we are good. Okay. And can you believe it? He just got a brand new job. Okay. Even though he was from a non-technical background. So this is something that is possible. Okay. But again, I can give you good training, but it's dependent on you. How much are you absorbing? Are you really practicing or not? Or are you just watching this like a Netflix movie? So just attending the classes but not practicing will not help, honestly. So we'll be starting from scratch. We'll be covering this a very important interview question also. Let const and var. So throughout the course, not only we'll be learning JavaScript and TypeScript and Playwright, we'll be talking about a lot of interview questions. But my focus is not to help you clear interviews. Sorry. Why? My focus is to clear the concepts so that clearing interviews should become automatic. That is what I believe in. Okay. If you'll only focus or if you'll only learn to get clear interviews, you might clear the interviews. But that is just one part of the game, guys. Eventually, you have to work in a real-time project. Okay. That is where you need to. And after talking to so many people across these many years, I've realized one of the biggest problems in IT is what? Okay. Most people, they don't have their concepts clear. Most people don't even know what is Git, what is difference between Git and GitHub, what is push, what is commit. Okay. So many things also. Okay. So I'll share a roadmap with you if at all you need. Okay. So learning automation is not a 1 month journey. Honestly, I'm telling you, it takes years to master automation. Okay. And I'm not doing any sugarcoating, honestly. Okay. I'm sharing with you the honest fact. Okay. So we'll be starting from all the data types in JavaScript. And if you have some knowledge of Java, it is good to have. But even if you have zero Java knowledge also, we'll be cover everything from scratch. So it doesn't really matter. Okay. So we'll be starting from strings. What are strings? So we'll talk about some modern JavaScript features like template literals. This is there only in JavaScript, not in Java. Okay. Random number generation. Why do we need it? Okay. This is something which is there even in Java also. Double equal to. Okay. But we have something special. Triple equal to. Okay. What is type coercion? What is the type of operator? Some of you might have heard about if else, switch, ternary. This is very easy. Okay. But we'll be not just learning about the concepts because you can learn these concepts anywhere also. So what is the highlight of this course? The highlight of this course is we'll be sharing what is the problem we have and how do we solve that problem. For example, I'll tell you, When I was learning object-oriented programming, that was one of my biggest shortcomings. Honestly telling you, I had no idea what are classes and objects. Why do I even need to create classes and objects? Because if I go to internet, if I go to YouTube or Udemy or anything, everybody started with this is a class, this is an object. Okay, but that is not how we will learn. We will learn what is the problem in traditional programming and how classes and objects are solving that problem. And trust me, guys, this is one of your greatest discovery, and I'm sure you will love it. Okay, so and then it's logical operators. What are the different logical operators, truthy falsy values? And again, very very important thing, this is the backbone of JavaScript, these two concepts, arrays and objects. Okay, why am I saying this is backbone of JavaScript? Because even if you're doing API testing, that we will cover in this course. Some of you have this question. Yes, API testing is covered. Okay. So in the case of API testing, plus a lot of advanced scenarios that we'll be covering, we will be using arrays and objects. But again, the biggest problem is most people have no idea when to use array, when to use object, when is the right use case for array, right use case for object. I'm talking about key value pairs. Like in Java, you have hash map. Okay. Yeah. Here we'll talk about key value pairs. So currently I'm little fast because this is something we are not just learning at this point. Then I'll slow down. Okay. Then we'll be talking about the different type of loops in JavaScript. For example, these are some standard loops, even in Java. Okay. Then do while loop. Okay. But this is very special loops for off and for in. These are modern JavaScript loops. These are traditional loops. Okay. Yeah. And then we'll be moving on to intermediate examples. Plus, I'll be sharing a lot of assignments with you. Why? Just attending the live classes is not enough. You have to practice a lot on your own. Because in the interviews, they might ask you any type of questions you might not even expect. But if your concepts are clear and if you have done enough practice, it doesn't matter what questions they are asking. Okay. If you have done enough practice, you can easily clear any question. Simple as that. So we'll be learning how to write functions from scratch. And this is the simple way of creating a function. We'll be talking about what are function expressions. Okay. What are arrow functions? Very important from interview point of view. Okay. What are return statement? This is simple. And a lot of sample exercises for practice. Okay. And then is some intermediate to advanced concepts like function scope. What is the difference between global scope, local scope? Okay. How does it work? What is block scope? Okay. For example, if condition, some of you know it is a block. If I create a variable inside an if condition, it is a local scope. We'll cover all this. What are anonymous functions? What are callbacks? This is something it took me many years to understand. Okay. Honestly telling you, callback functions. And this is something we use heavily even in Playwright. In fact, in every Playwright test case that we'll be creating, we will be using this callback functions. Okay. And when I'm taking interviews, I usually ask one of these questions. What are callback functions? Give me a real example where you have used callback functions. I don't ask these theoretical questions. I usually like to ask scenario based questions. And this is what most interviews usually ask. They don't ask you theoretical questions. They will give you a scenario and they basically want to understand how you think under pressure. If this is a good interviewer, right, he will actually ask you good questions. Okay. Yeah. And array methods. This is very important. Implicit return, we will cover. Okay. So these are some special array methods and all of these require callback functions. So that is why we will be learning these array methods, not in the concept of, not in the topic of arrays, but we learn them separately. Why? Callback functions is a prerequisite to understand all this. Then we'll be talking about modern features in JavaScript. For example, default parameters, okay, spread operator, destructuring. This is a very powerful syntax we will be learning even in API testing. We'll be also learning this destructuring syntax even in the data-driven testing in the advanced Playwright. So this is something very useful, okay, very simple and very useful. And yeah, very important. I talk to a lot of people, especially, and they say that Piyush, I give a lot of interviews, I get a lot of rejections. Sometimes I don't know, they give me some logical questions, some, coding puzzles. I'm not able to clear them. Why? Because our concepts are not clear, guys. If the concepts are clear and if we have seen enough patterns, right? So what we will do is our brain starts getting better actually. Okay. So just like I'm very, very active into fitness, also physical fitness, I'm talking about. I'm very, very active every single day, 1 to 2 hours. I go to gym. I'm very, very passionate about gymming and all. Same thing. I just tell everyone. Okay. So just like gym helps me open my, body. Similarly, same daily practice helps you build your coding muscle. So coding muscle has to be built every single day. You don't expect coding muscle to develop by practicing 1 day in a week. Okay. So throughout this course, this is not a dedicated section. throughout this course, we'll be solving a lot of such programs wherein I'll be sharing the right thought process. So solving the problems is not the focus for this. The focus is understanding the logic behind these problems and how do we think right when it comes to solving. Okay, so basically this is the highlight: how to develop the right thought process when it comes to coding. This is where a lot of people stumble in the interviews, because unfortunately in India, okay, whether the requirement is maybe 50% automation, 50% manual, or even if 70% automation, they will still give you coding questions. They don't even care whether how good you are as a tester. That is one of the biggest problems. Okay, I feel if you're not a good manual tester, you cannot be a good automation tester. Okay, but nobody asks questions on manual testing. Mostly they will only give you coding puzzles. So the interview structure in India is actually broken, but this is how it is. Okay, so we'll be doing good number of these problems. Okay, and trust me, if you'll do this, this should give you confidence to clear coding problems, okay, in the interviews. And then we'll be talking about advanced JavaScript. This is very interesting. We'll be talking about how do we create classes, constructors, and inheritance. But we'll not just learn stupid theory, like, because internet is flooded with this theory. This is class, this is constructor, this is object, this is an inheritance. We will see what is the problem and how class is solving that problem, how constructor is solving that problem, and how inheritance is solving that problem. Okay, so that you will learn for a longer time. Okay, and this is a mysterious keyword for most of us. This keyword, it is there in Java also. Okay, for a lot of us, it is a very confusing thing. For me also, when I started my coding journey, it was very confusing. Okay, but we'll make it very, very easy and very simple thing. Okay, and another important interview question: what is synchronous versus asynchronous code? What are promises? This is something specially in JavaScript. Okay, how does promises work? Because Playwright works heavily with promises. Playwright is fully asynchronous. All Playwright commands are asynchronous in nature. We will cover what is the difference between synchronous versus asynchronous. Okay, yeah. And then we'll be also doing error handling and all those things. Okay, and guys, so why we are even learning JavaScript? Because is our focus JavaScript? The answer is no. The focus is learning TypeScript actually, because in every company nowadays, okay, I have so many students from different companies, and I keep on talking, keep on interacting with them. Everyone tells me that we are looking for TypeScript only, because JavaScript has a lot of flaws, a lot of shortcomings. That is why we want to learn TypeScript. Okay, and TypeScript is just a superset of JavaScript. You cannot really learn TypeScript unless you have the basic knowledge of JavaScript. So TypeScript is not a separate or a new language that we are learning. Okay, we are building this on top of JavaScript only. Okay, so JavaScript is a prerequisite to learn TypeScript, and trust me, TypeScript is damn easy. If the basics of JavaScript is clear, TypeScript is easy. Okay, yeah. So, and I'll be showing you, if possible, if today I get some chance, maybe today or tomorrow, I'll show you a small demo actually, how TypeScript is super easy. Even as a beginner, you can appreciate why TypeScript is needed. Okay, so this course is completely on TypeScript, but JavaScript we are learning so that we can get better with TypeScript. So when we'll be creating Playwright framework, okay, in fact, the Playwright entire structure from scratch, okay, there, what we will do is we will be creating a Playwright with TypeScript project, not JavaScript. Okay, so we'll be also learning a lot of shortcuts in VS Code, because eventually we want to get better with VS Code. So in this course, we'll be learning VS Code IDE. Like if you are from Java background, most of you have used what? Eclipse or IntelliJ. They are very powerful editors for Java, but they are very poor editors for JavaScript. Okay, similarly, VS Code is a very powerful editor for JavaScript, but very poor editor when it comes to Java. Does that mean I cannot use Java in VS Code? No, you can use Java, but it is not an out-of-the-box connectivity. You have to use third-party extensions. Okay, yeah. So this is something we'll see. Okay, we'll be seeing awesome, all the useful plugins that we need. Okay, we'll be also learning how do we debug in VS Code, and basically everything what is required from a real project's point of view. Okay, because my focus is you should be able to work independently. Okay, after clearing the interviews, that is the end goal. Okay, not just working, I mean, with a team. Of course, you should be able to work with a team, but if required, you should be able to work as a standalone individual contributor. That is my goal. I know it is a crazy goal. Okay, so some of you are, very much determined and serious. Okay, so I'm sure this is possible. So, and then after covering JavaScript and TypeScript, then we will start with Playwright. So we are moving in a very structured manner. I'm teaching Playwright for last many years now. Okay, and teaching is something I really like. So I'm still working into my full-time job, currently working as a senior test automation architect. Okay. But I really like teaching, and a lot of people started telling me, Piyush, you really like teaching. I think you should teach. So people actually encouraged me. That is how I got started in the first place. Did I really plan to become a teacher or a trainer? No. Okay. Some things you really don't plan. It just happens. Okay. It just happens. In my case, it just happened. Okay. And when I started getting some good feedback from students, I realized this is something I really love. Why not take it as a profession also? Okay. Yeah. So now setting up Playwright. So installing Node.js. So guys, I have prepared one document for you. Okay. And this is the document. So people who are completely new in programming, so who have not even installed Node.js, VS Code, everything. So this is a document with screenshots, which if you'll follow, okay, you will get everything. So this document I have shared for you. So one sec, I'll be sharing in the chat for you all. Okay, so this is the document. Okay, and if you'll follow this document, you can easily install Node.js, you can easily install VS Code, and you can easily install Playwright. Okay, so everything is there with screenshots, and it will be very, very easy for all of you. And if you have any doubts or something, you have my WhatsApp number, guys. Okay. And I'll be sharing my WhatsApp number with you, right? So if you get stuck or something, yes, you can ask me in the live class, but that doesn't mean you cannot ask me later on. You can ask me before or after the class also. Even after this course gets over, that doesn't mean your support is over. Okay. I told you, right? I believe in the power of networking. So it is not like our doors are closed when the course is over. You can still stay in touch with me. Absolutely. Right. Okay. Because I can help you. You can help me. I don't know. Okay. So follow this particular document and you should be good. Okay. So right now, coming back to this thing again. So now we'll be moving to Playwright architecture, and throughout this course, we'll be comparing with Selenium throughout, because some of you are from Selenium background, some of you are not. So is this the course on Selenium? The answer is no. But honestly telling you, Selenium is more like a standard. Okay, it is there in the market for almost 2 decades now. So even if the requirement is in Playwright, it is expected that you should have at least the basic knowledge of Selenium. Okay. So whenever we are learning a particular concept, we'll be just talking a little bit about this is how it is different from Selenium. At least you should know, even on a high level. Okay. That much is enough. Okay. We'll actually understand the Playwright architecture and how it is faster, guys. Okay. Because of these WebSockets. Like we are on a Zoom call. Okay. Most of you don't know, but we are using a WebSocket protocol, WebSocket connection, right? I can talk, you can talk at the same time. Okay. Maybe 10 or 15 years back, we had some walkie-talkies. Okay. So when one person is talking, other person has to stay quiet. And when the second person is talking, the first person has to shut up his mouth. Okay. Only one person can talk. But this is a bi-directional communication. In the case of Selenium or REST APIs, it is a one-way communication, request, response, another request, another response. Okay, so we will compare how Playwright is different from Selenium. Okay, this is going to be very incredible, guys. Okay, plus I'm sure you will be appreciating this. Next thing, we'll be creating the test cases from scratch. Okay, and how does async and await fit into all this? Okay, yeah, we'll be covering the test cases from scratch. And guys, very important thing, we'll also learn about the basics of HTML and CSS also. Okay, this is one of the biggest gaps. A lot of people struggle in creating locators. Okay, so should I use ID? Should I use this attribute? Should I use that attribute? Okay, so we'll be covering the right thought process, how you should think in the most right direction. Okay, yeah. So we'll be talking about parallel execution in Playwright, which is completely different from Selenium, because by default, Selenium has sequential execution and Playwright has parallel execution. Okay. And that is something what we'll be covering. Correct. Okay. Now, and then we'll be talking about Playwright in very much detail, guys. Very, very detail. Okay. And I doubt if you'll actually find this much of detail in any course. And trust me, whatever Udemy course you're talking about, I have purchased all of them. I have gone through all of them. Any YouTube course, if you're thinking about Playwright, I've done all of them. How can I be a good trainer if I've not, studied Playwright in detail? I live, breathe Playwright every single day. Yeah. Okay. That is why. Okay. So guys, this is one simple thing I just want to share with you. If you want to master something, be so good at it, be so good that people have no option other than follow you. As simple as that. That is my mantra. Be so good, people want to follow you. Simple as that. Okay. Yeah. And then we'll be talking about what are the actionability checks and how this is so powerful. Okay. I'll give you a very quick high level idea about this. So if I go to Playwright documentation, okay, this is something you will appreciate. Okay. So now here, if I'll search for actionability checks, okay. So look at this. If I'll, oh, not this one. If I search for action, yeah, this one. Playwright performs a range. Look at this, guys. So before making a click, now people from Selenium background compare with Selenium. Okay. If I want to make a click on a button, for example, Playwright will automatically wait if that button is visible. Yes. If it is stable, yes. If it is able to receive events, yes. If the button is enabled, yes. It means if any of these checks are not yes, Playwright will not make the click, it will wait. In the case of Selenium, what happens? If the button is not visible, Selenium doesn't care. It simply clicks. That is why we need some implicit or explicit wait in Selenium. But in Playwright, we don't have to use it majority of times. So your Playwright scripts are a lot more stable compared to Selenium. That this is one of the reasons why so many companies are actually moving from Selenium to Playwright, because Playwright is a lot more stable compared to Selenium. But and again, I'll be telling you something very honestly, without any sugarcoating. There is no automation tool in the world that is 100% flake free. Okay, even Playwright has some issues. I'm not saying Playwright is a flawless tool. It is all good, good, good. No, it's not like that. But it is a lot better. When they were designing Playwright, the Microsoft team, Playwright is by Microsoft. Okay, so when Microsoft were designing Playwright, they were thoroughly observing Selenium. They thoroughly observed Cypress, which are the popular competitors of Selenium. Okay, right? So, and then after looking at those shortcomings, what all issues people were facing. So that is when they decided and created Playwright. So Playwright has a lot of things which is making your life a lot easier. Okay, for example, in Selenium, okay, it is just a jar. There is no reporting, there is no screenshot, there is no video, no retry mechanism, okay, right? No assertion. Everything you have to write from scratch. So what is the thought process in Selenium? This is something I like to share with all my students. The thought process in Selenium is, I am doing everything from scratch. That is my thought process in Selenium. What is my thought process in Playwright? Let me see if this feature is already available. Because Playwright says, why do you have to do all this? Let me do all these basic things for you. You just focus on writing code. Okay. So Playwright gives auto waiting. Playwright gives screenshot. Playwright gives reporting. You don't have to write even a single line of code for all these features. Okay. So Playwright is a very beginner friendly tool. Selenium is very powerful tool. I'm not saying that. Okay. It is not bad or something. No, no, no. Selenium is very good, very powerful, but it is more of a developer friendly, because Java code, a lot of people I ask them, okay, how is Java for you? Most people say, Piyush, border lagta hai Java se. In Hindi, I was saying that. In English, it is like, I'm very, very afraid of Java. Most people tell me this. And that is why they don't get started with Java only. But when it comes to JavaScript and TypeScript, it is relatively simpler. Okay. And if you look at the code of Playwright, it is more English-like. Okay. English-like means easier to follow, easier to understand. Because I've seen both Selenium and Playwright, even I can say, okay, Playwright code is more beginner friendly. And if you do enough practice, you can easily learn, even if you have, even from a non-technical background also. That is the confidence I have. So is it possible? Yes. Correct. Okay. So now, so this is a very nice feature, and we will look at this auto waiting feature in detail, because this is something that is expected in the real projects. So we'll be not creating some simple stupid scripts. We'll be creating those type of scripts that are required in the real projects. So those type of questions that is solving some real problems. That is the type of automation that we'll do in this project. Okay. So now coming back to this thing. Okay. So we'll be covering all the web elements in depth. Okay. So this is something especially in Playwright. So there are some special locators in Playwright, which is only and only for Playwright. Okay. Like Selenium has CSS and XPath. Playwright has CSS plus XPath plus these inbuilt unique locators, and we'll be covering these locators. Okay. So Manji is asking, is it a licensed tool? No. Playwright is a fully open source and free. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Deven, for answering. Okay. So now, and this is record and playback. This is kind of okay, right? So this is just a very nice feature. We don't really use it majority of the times. Why? This is record and playback. It is there even with Selenium. So this is something which is used, but not really frequently. Correct. Okay. Now, then is Playwright UI mode and run address. This is a very nice feature for debugging purpose. Okay. So we'll learn basically what is the UI mode. Okay. This is UI mode is basically for time travel feature. Like if you have ever seen a sci-fi movie, okay, maybe a movie wherein, you see this guy traveling back in time, maybe 20 years back, they sit into some gadget and they go back in time 20 years before, or maybe they go forward in time 100 years before, 100 years ahead. Okay, so this is the time travel feature. This is a very nice feature in Playwright. Okay, so we'll look at this time travel feature. Then we'll be talking about how do we automate different drop downs. text boxes, check boxes, alerts, check boxes, and web tables. And let me show you something very interesting. So let me show you some website. One website. Uh, Very nice thing. I'll show you something. So if I go to this forms and form layouts, okay. Now, this is something most Selenium people have never even heard about this. Most of the Selenium people, and trust me, this is called connected fields concept. And I'll tell you what. Can you see that there's a label called email address? And this is a text box. In order to automate this text box, most Selenium people will simply use ID or some unique locator, which is fine. But in Playwright, we will look at this label to identify this text box. And let me show you connected field. If I click on this label, do you see the blinking cursor? Can you see this blinking cursor? This label is connected with this text box because something is there in the DOM. If I right click and inspect, we are not covering in detail, guys. We'll cover everything in Playwright in detail. I'm just telling you what to expect. So we'll be not learning some silly automation. We'll be learning those things that we need in the real projects. That is where most people struggle because their concepts are not clear only. Okay, most people actually create a PR and they send it to me for review, and then I immediately realize this person particularly doesn't even have their concepts clear only. Okay, so look at this. We have a label, we have a text box. This label is connected with this input. I will not tell you what is there, what is, basically deciding this connectivity. If you know it, you can post in the chat. Otherwise, when we'll move to Playwright, we will learn these things also. How this label and text box are connected, because this is something which is used heavily in Playwright. Okay, some real-time scenarios. Very, very powerful thing. Okay, yeah. So this is something we'll actually go through. So coming back to this thing again. So we'll be talking about text boxes, check boxes, and all those things. Web table. This is something very nice. Okay, so this time I have prepared a new table, actually, a pagination table. This is a very important scenario. Okay, for example, you want to find some data. Okay, right? And this data is not present on the first page. It might be present on the second page, might be present on the 10th page. How do you interact with this? This is slightly advanced scenarios. We'll be using some what? We'll be using some what? Infinite loops also. Okay, so it's a slightly tricky scenario. Okay, and this will clear a lot of your concepts. Okay, what is the difference between click and check? Another important interview question. Okay, yeah, this is something we'll cover. And in Playwright, we have a very nice feature called filter method. Like in Selenium, if you want to work with multiple elements, you use something called driver.find elements, and you store this as a list of web elements, which is fine. And then you use a for loop. But in Playwright, there's such a nice feature called filter method that basically reduces your code to a single liner code. And this is so beginner friendly, and even Selenium people appreciate, wow, such a nice feature. Okay, we will cover all this. We will cover all this. Okay, and then mouse events and uploading files. So guys, you think about a feature and we will have it. Okay, we'll cover everything. Okay, and then very, very nice feature, handling the child windows. Okay, so what happens? Okay, so usually I'll give an example. Let's say sometimes you click on a link and this link opens a new website. So now you are opening a new website. This is possible even with Selenium. You can easily automate that. Correct? That is fine. But in Playwright, we will see how this is more efficient and how it is even more simpler using the feature of multi-windows and multi-session. So there's a very nice feature in Playwright called as multi-session concept. This is not there in Selenium, guys. This multi-session concept. Okay. For example, if you want to log in as an admin user and if you want to log in as a standard user, can you log in as two users in a single browser? Tell me, guys, what do you think? Is it possible? Even as a manual tester, think about this. You want to log in as admin user and a standard user in the same browser. Not possible because one session is shared. Is it shared? No, not at all shared. Okay. Yeah. So it is not going to be shared. Okay. So this is something we'll see how we can create multiple sessions within the same browser. Okay. This is very important. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Manj is asking why record and playback is not used. So guys, your company is expecting you to use your knowledge. Okay, so recording and playback is not good because uh, the locators that are suggested by Playwright are kind of okay. They may be good, they may not be good. Okay, right? So recording and playback is not a really useful feature. Yes, if you want to automate something quickly, then you can use the record and playback. But in the real projects, nobody uses recording and playback in the real projects. So Samsung person is asking, can Playwright be used for performance testing? The answer is Playwright is just a GUI and API testing tool. Okay, so for performance testing, we have dedicated tools. For example, JMeter is a very good performance testing tool. K6, Okay, by Grafana is another performance testing tool. Okay, yeah. So exactly. So we can do UI testing, we can do API testing, but performance testing, we have a dedicated tools for this. So recordings are downloadable. Recordings, no guys, because if we'll give you the download access, some people are so generous that they share these recordings with outsiders also. And this is something we don't expect. We want only the serious people to join and enroll in this course. Okay, so recordings are not downloadable, as simple as that. But you will get recordings and you can, high quality recordings only. Okay, so that is fine. Okay, so I think, yeah, most of the questions are answered. So if you have any questions, you can post in the chat, guys. Okay, then this is one question most people have. Are we going to cover API testing? Some people even ask me, Piyush, are we going to cover rest assured in Playwright? The answer is there is no rest assured concept in Playwright. Rest assured is a Java library. Selenium, Selenium is a Java library. Okay, yes, Selenium is also there in other languages also. Correct? Yeah, but what happens? Okay, so Selenium can only automate their front end. Okay, so for automating your APIs, you need another Java library. That is why we use Rest Assured. That is why in most companies, we have dedicated frameworks, one framework for GUI, one framework for APIs. But in Playwright, okay, it supports API testing out of the box. So in most Playwright projects, you will also see API testing in the same framework. And we will cover API testing in a lot of details. A lot of details. Okay. Yes, exactly, Shansh. Without page object model, no framework can be completed. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. So how could I ensure this tool will be demanded for last 10 years? So Aditya, nobody can tell actually what is going to happen in the future, right? So once stock is up today, doesn't mean this stock will stay up forever. Similarly, at this point, okay, I think this is something I really want to show you. Okay, so let's see. I've really planned this. Okay, so this is a very nice website called NPM Trends. Okay, so let us see something. So this is going to be very interesting, guys. So let us see how many downloads of Selenium WebDriver people are doing. Okay, this should give us a good idea. Look at this. In the last 1 year, these many people have downloaded Selenium. And this is a big dip which is there in every tool. Why? This is the time when most people are on holiday. Yeah, that Christmas time. So ignore this dip. Okay. Now compare this with Cypress. Yeah. So this is another popular tool. Okay. Right. So Cypress is another popular tool. Look at this. So blue one is your Selenium. Cypress is orange. Let us see where is Playwright. This is Playwright. Let's see. So if you look at the downloads now, can you see now what is happening in the last 1 year? Okay, 1 year could be a fluke, right? Let us see all-time downloads for Playwright versus Selenium versus Cypress. Look at this. In 2020, 21, 22, there was no Playwright. Nobody knew Playwright only. Yeah. 23. How many downloads of Playwright? Nothing. Almost 5 to 6 lakhs. It was just starting. It was a baby actually in 23. But look at the 24 onwards. This is the Playwright graph. Does it tell you something, guys? I think for the next 5 to 10 years, Playwright is not going anywhere. Okay. Yeah. Playwright is not going anywhere. Okay. Even though we have so much of AI also nowadays. Most people ask me, Piyush, nowadays AI can write the Playwright code. Why do company need us? Because there's a human that is still needed because AI cannot be guaranteed that it is always going to generate flawless code. Okay. Yeah. So some companies, they do what? So one person is taking AI to write the code and they're deploying in production. And now when something breaks in production, maybe after 2 months, and then, the manager comes and says, hey, you only wrote this AI code. Can you fix it? And he says, sorry, I cannot. Why? AI wrote this code. Blame AI. How can you blame AI? So person who is using the AI, okay, that person is responsible, guys. So even if you're using AI to write your Playwright code, okay, we still need to know what is happening. You cannot just blindly copy paste. I'm a stupid person if I'm just copying and pasting the code directly without even understanding what am I doing. Okay. Yes, we should use AI, but we should never blindly use AI. Like in Hindi, we say nakal ke liye bhi akal chahiye. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how to translate this in English. So if you look at the downloads, so as of February 15, 2026, look at the Selenium and Cypress and Playwright. Selenium is how much? 13 lakhs. Oh, sorry. Selenium is 17 lakhs. Cypress is 64 lakhs. Playwright is how much? 1 stands 100,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 3 crores. I think this should tell you something. Playwright is in huge demand, guys. It's in huge demand. Okay. Yes. So one person is sending me a direct message. Hi, Piyush. I have this much of experience in performance testing. How suitable is this course for me? Okay. So Krishna, see, nowadays, yes, performance testing is a very nice thing, but you don't want to limit yourself to one technology, right? Because market is very difficult, right? Okay, so it is good to have another thing in your skill set, no, which is automation testing. And looking at this graph, don't you think this automation testing will really help you with so much of market? Okay, yeah. So, exactly. Deven is saying copy, use your brain. Correct. So Ankit is asking, Piyush, how to enter into the automation profile with Playwright with so much of manual testing experience with that where Selenium Cypress are already there. Exactly. Okay. That is what I'm saying. Okay. So start learning Playwright from scratch. Okay. So see, you don't have to compare with anyone. Start learning from basics, guys. Start learning simple JavaScript programs slowly, slowly. Okay, if you want, I can share more programs with you. Okay, I can even share a proper roadmap also with you. Okay, even though the course gets over, and if you some of you still need, some of you actually ping me asking me in other batches also, Piyush, I really want to be an automation architect like you, right? So I know you're pretty successful. I also want to be an automation architect. Can you share a roadmap with me? My manager will never share me. I know that your manager is never interested in your career and growth. And a funny thing. So I really want to work with a company that understands that I have a family. Some people say no. Some companies they say we are a family. Please join us. That is a BS, guys. That is a nonsense. I want to work with a company who understands I have a family rather than saying we are a family. Okay. So okay. So Narsimha is asking, are recordings accessible for lifetime or any time frame? I have no idea. But as far as I know, so recordings are shared actually. I don't know. I'll have to check with the team for this, Narsimha. Okay. So I'll share with you. Okay, but that is not really important. Okay, Anuradha is asking, please share a WhatsApp number. Okay, so I will be sharing my WhatsApp number also, guys. Some of you have some special questions that you may want to talk to me privately. Some of you need some coaching. Some of you need some guidance. Okay, right? So I'm sharing my number with you. 7738532684, and I'm there in the WhatsApp group. So the person who is posting these messages, right? That's me only. Okay, so I'm Piyush Gupta. So I'm available in all the WhatsApp groups. This is my WhatsApp number I just shared in the meeting chat. Okay, so guys, okay, for the next 5 to 6 years, so Playwright is having such an explosive market. So there are two options now. Either we can watch this growth from outside, or I can be a part of this growth. I would love to be a part of the Playwright growth, guys. Correct? Okay, so we are not just this is not a boring teaching course, guys. Basically, we'll be studying together, and that is what my thought process is. And eventually, we'll be moving on to some advanced concepts like visual testing. Okay, slightly advanced. Basically, this is about what? Comparing screenshots pixel by pixel. This is slightly advanced, but very easy. Okay, and we'll be actually solving some advanced, playwright questions, interview questions. Okay, like I have a lot of students working in different companies. They come up with some very interesting assignments. Like nowadays, some people have started asking these type of questions. Okay. For example, there's a website called fast.com. One student actually shared me. Okay. So the interview gave this particular website and they said, I want you to tell me the final speed. And look at this. When you load this website, okay, so the speed keeps changing. So we want to wait. And once the speed is stabilized, then only we want to post the speed. So this is not an easy topic if you think. Okay, this is slightly different one. Okay, so these are the real-time scenarios most interviews ask. Okay, that is what the thought process is, guys. Okay, so that we should not only be able to write simple scripts, we should be able to write such type of questions also, such type of scenarios also, real-time problems. Okay, that is the thought process, guys. So coming back to this, we'll be covering all the framework features, guys. Most importantly, your page object model. One of you are asking about page object pattern. Yeah. So without page object model, no course can be completed, guys. And we'll be covering with TypeScript only, not JavaScript, with TypeScript. Data-driven testing. Okay. We'll be understanding what is the configuration file, what is the test retry feature, and all these basic features. Okay. And yeah, some of you have this question, which CI/CD? Yes, we will be also covering CI/CD. Okay, and we'll be covering Jenkins, guys. Okay, how do we integrate our framework with CI/CD? Some of you who are beginners have no idea about CI/CD. Don't worry, we'll be covering in such a simple manner even a beginner can understand what is CI/CD, because it's a puzzle and a mystery for a lot of us, but we'll make it simple. And very important thing, from my 20 years of experience, we'll be talking about the best practices throughout the course. This is not a dedicated topic. So throughout this course, in every topic, I'll be sharing my thought process, what I've learned from my experience. Okay, so we'll be talking about best practices, guys. How about interview preparation? Guys, my thought process is if you attend all these classes properly and if you practice well, you are very well prepared for playwright interviews, guys. Shivam, I hope you get that. Okay, so Nick, one person is asking, I joined the meeting a bit late. Do we have this session every weekend? Exactly. Yeah. So These classes are only from Saturdays and Sundays only 2 days classes. Saturday 7:30 to 9:30, Sunday 7:30 to 9:30. Okay, so okay, Maxim. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not able to pronounce your name properly. Can you share this overview? Yeah, I can share this document with you also. Okay, I'm just sharing in the chat with you guys. One sec. So this is the course content, guys. Yes, we'll be talking about Jenkins. We'll be talking about these things. I don't know about the EST time zone, Devin. So this is something you'll have to check. Okay, so 1 hour before is your EST time zone, guys. Okay, so any other question? How much I can put experience after completion of course? Uh, Personally, I don't like to lie and cheat. Okay, because some people say, can I really put an experience of 5 years in Playwright? Don't do that, guys. Okay, but your confidence should speak more. Okay, so guys, when you are interviewing, okay, so I would suggest when you talk to interviewers, don't just speak like a dead person. Okay, right? Speak with confidence, speak with enthusiasm. That is more important. So if I'm your interviewer, I would really like to see how this person thinks under pressure, and whether is he more what this type of person who can learn things if at all required. See, nobody is an expert, right? Because if you look at any standard JD, even I feel like they will reject me only because there's so many things in the JD. You should know AWS, you should know DevOps, you should know this, you should know everything, right? As if I'm not a simple person, I'm actually from NASA. Okay, right? So if you look at the JD, you will actually start doubting yourself. So don't worry about all these things, guys. Okay, so GitHub Actions is very simple. If required, we might cover, but we can see. Okay, so at this point, we have decided to cover complete this Jenkins actually. Okay, so we can look at this, Narsimha. And if you still have some questions, you can reach out to me. Okay, and finally, we will be covering AI. Very important thing. How we can use AI in today's time, because it's a very standard interview question. Okay, so guys, one interview tip that I would like to give you. So some of you actually, ask me, Piyush, we give so many interviews and then we get ghosted, and I never get any feedback from the interviewer. How can I get better? You know what is my answer? It's a slightly boring answer, but this is very effective. And I've tried this myself, so I know it is effective. Let me tell you that answer. And that answer is record your interview. Okay, record your interview, even on a phone or on a screen recording, doesn't matter. You're not doing anything wrong, because you want to see, you want to hear yourself how you speak while giving interviews, because a lot of people do what? They do a lot of mms, ahs, and those things. Okay, some people have a habit of saying, right? It looks very irritating. You don't realize it when you are saying, okay, but when you listen to your own recording, you realize, oh, these are my shortcomings. Nobody will tell you. It's a very boring job. Listen to your own recording. But if you truly want to get better and master interviews, you have to do this. Okay. So I'll be keep sharing these interview nuggets. I'll be keep sharing about these interview topics and those things. Okay. Yeah. So this is not just a simple Playwright batch. If you're looking for just a Playwright course, you better get enrolled in Udemy. But if you're looking for an entire course on thought process and mindset, plus you're looking for the mentorship, this is the course for you. Okay. And then finally, AI powered Playwright. The most important highlight is MCP, Model Context Protocol. What is MCP? We'll be covering. Okay. So MCP simply means what? Model Context Protocol. Basically, we'll be giving simple plain English instructions, and Playwright will generate the simple test cases for us. And we'll be looking at the live examples. How do we use MCP? How do we generate the test scenarios using Playwright with MCP? And this is the outcome that I'm expecting. So by the time you're done with this course, okay, ultimately, what you should do, this is something what I expect all of you to do it. If you attend the classes regularly and if you practice well, you can do all these 10 things. Look at this. You should be able to handle advanced scenarios. You should be able to perform cross-browser testing. And very important thing, you should be able to work as an individual contributor. That is my end goal. Okay. Yeah. So this is the course walkthrough. And I think it's a very, very exhaustive course, very much in detail. Okay. Yeah. Plus, you can, of course, ask me questions. Okay. So I've shared this particular document with you. Okay. So quickly, I'll just help you set up a VS Code now before we move on to questions. Okay. So guys, before we start with the course content, I really wanted to give you an idea what to expect. If you guys have no idea what to expect, why would you join these classes only? Correct? That is what. Okay. Yes. So Shivam is saying when this batch is getting started. So Shivam, this batch is already started. So today is the class. Even see, some of you might think we have not studied anything yet. No, guys, I'm sharing my thought process also with you. I think it is very valuable. Okay. How many times you can get to sit with somebody, right, who is actually ready to share his experience without charging anything. Okay. So Ketu is saying, thank you for covering the course content and having this awesome confidence boosting session prior to we jump into massing playwright. Oh, yes, absolutely. This is one thing. Why am I sharing this confidence with you? Because I needed it when I needed it badly. Nobody gave it to me. So I know that majority of you want this confidence. Majority of you want this hand holding. And I'm ready to play this role, guys, for you. Okay. Yes. So we'll be covering. Yes, Sharad, we'll be covering CI/CD with Jenkins only. Okay. If you want special session on Docker, we can do that as well. Okay. So I think we are good. So now what we'll do quickly. Okay. I'll be sharing you how do you set up. Okay. How do you set up all this? So yeah. Now moving on. So, okay. So let's do one thing. I'll share my VS Code as well. Give me a sec, guys. And today, not today, basically, mostly tomorrow we'll be starting from the basics of JavaScript. Okay. Yeah. So tomorrow is going to be very, very exciting, guys. If you have joined today, I would suggest please do join tomorrow as well. It is going to be very, very incredible journey. Okay. So especially people who are learning for the first time, you will love it for sure. Okay. Now, this is my VS Code, right? So guys, the prerequisite is you need to have VS Code installed. Okay. And look at this. Okay. So this is a document. Okay. Like some of you who have joined late. So VS Code installation is there. How do you install VS Code on Windows? How do you install VS Code on a Mac machine? Everything is there. Correct. Okay. So is there any batch for weekdays as well? Uh, Weekday batches, at this point, we don't have any weekday batch. Maybe after 2 or 3 weeks, we might plan something. Narsima is asking, thank you so much for course overview. How many weekend classes? So tentatively, guys, we will take around 2 months and maybe some few days extra only. Okay. 2 months, maybe 10 days, 15 days, something around 2 months. Okay. I don't know. Depends because I never rush to the topics. Whatever topics I have planned, I will deliver it. And very important thing, this is something I really want to tell you. Okay. Guys, most of us behave like that, government employee, wherein we like to cut corners and like to do the bare minimum job. That is where we stay as an average. Average people make average money. Okay. Right. If you really want to make above average money, start looking at what average people are doing and do the opposite. Okay. And that is start giving more value. Yes, I don't, you can say, I'm not loyal to my company. I'm telling you honestly, but I'm loyal to my work. If somebody is giving me a task, I'm giving it my 100%, basically more than 100%. Okay. Like you might have observed, even in this demo class, for you, it is a demo class. For me, it is an actual live class. I think I'm giving my 200%. Okay. And this, the same thing we'll be doing throughout. Okay. And that is one thing I expect from you. Start working with more confidence and more enthusiasm. People should see that you are somebody. Okay. Why they want to pay you? Because you are somebody. Nobody, people don't make good money. Okay. Right. And that is something that you really want. Now, coming to this part, VS Code. So guys, something. Okay. So if this is a VS Code, I'll just help you set up your VS Code. Okay. It's very, very easy. Look at this, guys. Can you see this button on the left, bottom left? This is extensions. Click on this extensions. Okay, so some of you who have installed VS Code for the very first time, okay, let me increase the font size. So the first extension that you want to download is Code Runner. Okay, Code Runner extension by Junhan. All you have to do is just click on the install button. I don't see install. It is already installed on my machine. In your case, you just click install and you will start seeing the play button over there. Correct? Yeah, you will see the play button. This is very useful for running JavaScript code. Correct? So this is the first extension you want to develop. Okay. Second extension, ignore these ones. Okay. Right. The second extension you want to download is live server extension. This is a very nice extension. You will not be able to understand. Once we will move to Playwright, I'll show with you some very nice websites. Okay. Yeah. So some local websites very powerful for learning and practice. Okay. For those purpose, we will be using the live server extension by Ritvik Day. It's a very popular extension. I think 80 lakh downloads. It's a popular one. Just hit the install button, guys. Just hit install, nothing. And then material icon theme. This is optional, guys. Okay. But if you look at my VS Code, it looks very nice, very beautiful. Okay. So without this material icon theme, it will give you very boring icons. Okay. Very boring traditional icons. But if you install this material icon theme, it will give you very nice, colorful icons. So it enhances your experience of writing your JavaScript, TypeScript, and Playwright code. So it is optional, but according to me, very powerful. And I really recommend it. Okay. This is the one that we'll use heavily in Playwright. Okay. Yeah. So this is an extension open in default browser by PeakChen. Just install this extension. It helps you open your Playwright report automatically without entering any boring lengthy command. Okay. So this is very simple, guys. And then very important one. This is the must, guys. Playwright test for VS Code. Correct? Yeah. So Playwright test for VS Code, this is the official extension by Microsoft. Okay. So after installing this extension, guys, you will see this particular testing lab icon. Can you see? This icon will start showing up. Okay. So these are the extensions that you have to install. Just hit install button, guys. That's it. Okay. So yes, that's a very nice question. How secure these non-official extensions are? Okay, these are very secure extensions, guys. I'm using Sharad for these extensions for the last almost 2+ years. No issue whatsoever in my machine. No student ever has reported any issue. Okay. So Maithili is asking, nice question. Does Playwright support IE browser? IE is like a deprecated browser actually. Okay. For legacy applications, so you may want to use the Edge browser, and Playwright fully supports the Edge browser. Okay, but IE browser not supported. Okay, yeah. So this is how you install it. Okay, so now let us simply, do one thing. So here, okay, so I'll close this extension. Okay, so yeah, I'll close all these extensions. So what do we do? Just right click and click on close all. Everything gets closed. Okay, so now let us create a simple folder structure from scratch, and then we are done, and I'll be opening up for questions. Okay, so this is my finder. Okay, now I'm on a Mac machine. So what I'll do, I'll create a new folder. Let us create something called Playwright Weekend August Batch. Okay, now how do you open this folder in VS Code? Guys, it is easy, very easy. Even a beginner can do. Just drag and drop. Is it difficult? Don't tell me it is difficult. It is super easy. So repeat after me. JavaScript is easy, TypeScript is easy, and I'm getting better. This is your new software installation in your head. Okay. Okay. Right. So I'll be keep on sharing this, guys. So this is how it gets open, guys. So it takes some time. So I'm just drag and dropping, and look at this. The folder is open, and it is an empty folder by default, guys. Okay. Let me share with you a very quick thing. The difference between JavaScript and TypeScript, and why do most companies are looking for TypeScript knowledge, okay, and not JavaScript. Look at this. I'm clicking the first button. What is it? New file. Let me create a new file called uh, demo.js. Okay. Now here in this demo.js, okay, I'll be creating a variable. Okay. So how do we create a variable? We'll cover this from scratch. But for now, we are just telling you, don't focus on the syntax. We'll be covering this syntax in, the upcoming lectures. So for now, I'm creating a variable called counter equal to 10. Now let me tell you the problem in JavaScript. Why do we need TypeScript? So I'm creating, okay, first thing. So guys, when we are creating this new folder, I usually recommend people, please turn the AI off. Why? If you use AI will not let you think only. It will write everything for you. How do you learn in that case? So firstly, what I'll do, only temporarily for the next, okay, I would suggest turn off the GitHub Copilot chat. GitHub Copilot. Okay, so GitHub Copilot chat is there. Yeah, this is the one. For now, what I'll do, I'll simply click on this button and disable AI for this workspace only temporarily, because I want to learn. I want my brain to think. If Copilot is there, it will not let me think only. Okay, so now I've created a variable counter. Now, unfortunately, in JavaScript, I can do this thing in JavaScript. Look at this. So people from Java background, can we do this in Java? Can you store a string inside a number, inside an integer? I think you all know, right? Is it possible? Not at all possible. Correct? Yeah. So this is not possible, right? This is a problem with JavaScript. So JavaScript lets you do this. And this is like system.out.println in Java. Now look at this. I will be taking the help of this play button. So just click on the play button and look at this. The variable values changed. It is a string now. This is a problem with JavaScript. Now let us do the same thing in TypeScript. I'm just giving you a high level idea what to expect in TypeScript. So TypeScript is a super easy language, guys. And now look at this. Can you see such nice colorful icons? These colorful icons are coming because of this extension, the one that I was telling you, material icon theme. Otherwise, you'll see very boring icons. Okay, so this is optional anyway. Now, suppose I create something called maybe, okay, okay, so what is the variable name that I created previously? Okay, I created a counter. Let me create a count variable. Let count equal to 10. Okay, what is it? It's a variable with this value 10. Now, if I try to put a new value, which is not a number, say hello, immediately TypeScript is giving an error. Can you see the simplest difference between JavaScript and TypeScript? Okay. Basically, if you are creating a variable and storing a value, right? I've slowed down now. Okay. So if I'm creating a variable and storing a value, only numbers are allowed. Okay. Any other value other than a number is not allowed, which is good thing, which is a good thing. But in JavaScript, anything is allowed. This can lead to a lot of issues in your code. Can you see the difference between JavaScript and TypeScript? That is one single difference. And why do we use TypeScript? Because of this feature called static checking. As you are writing the code, it immediately shows you an error. Look at this. Type string is not assignable to type number. Can you see the benefit of using TypeScript over JavaScript? That's it. Okay. Yeah. So we have seen this thing. So we'll cover TypeScript in more details, but TypeScript is JavaScript only with additional features. Yeah. Okay. So this is something we'll be covering in a lot more detail, but I just wanted to give you a high level idea of what to expect. So it is a very easy language. Okay. In fact, JavaScript is also easy. Okay. So this is very easy, guys. Okay. So I think we are good for today. So do we have any data types in JavaScript or TypeScript? So yes, syntax is almost similar, Srishti. So, but in TypeScript, we'll see some special syntax only for TypeScript, and that is something we'll cover. Okay, I'll give you a high-level idea. For example, in TypeScript, if you want to make it very clear that it should only be a number, like in Java, we do what? Int of number equal to 10 or int of count equal to 10. How we do? In TypeScript, we write like this. In TypeScript, we write the data type on the right. This is slightly odd, so especially for Java people, because the data types are on the left. Okay, right? And here we have the data type on the right. So Deven, I think I've already answered you on the chat, right? Personally, right? So, okay, so this is something. Can you please send a drive link? Nikhil, what drive link you're talking about? You mean this one, the one that I've shared? Okay, so Shalini is asking, can you share the list of extensions? Oh, yes, absolutely. So, okay, I'll just write there quickly. So here, what are the list of extensions, guys? The first is, one sec, I'll be just writing here for you and I'll be sharing. First is code. Okay, I'll show you something very nice. Okay, I will not tell you what I'm doing. Okay, code runner extension by Junhan. Okay, second one. See, I'm not writing it. Something is writing. What is it? And I'll show you after 3 or 4 classes. Okay, this is something for you to just figure out what exactly I'm doing. I'm not writing it now. Okay, live server extension by Ritvik De. Material icon theme by Philip Kaif. Can you see how quickly I'm writing? And this is something which is helping you in your real projects, and I'll be sharing with you. Okay. See, if you want to type such a long email, it's a very, very difficult thing. Okay. I'm using something special that is typing very, very quickly. Okay. So, material icon theme by Philip Kaif, then is open in default browser by Picture 90. Okay. Picture 90. And yeah, finally is Playwright test for VS Code. So these are the extensions that we need, guys. Just hit the install button, and I'm sharing in the chat with you guys. Okay. Yeah. Something is happening, guys. So keep guessing. Shalini, Srishti, you are guessing. Good one. Document for installation of VS. Okay. So, okay, I'll just share with you this document. Ankit, just give me a sec. So guys, now we are actually kind of done for today. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay. So, okay, one sec. I'll be sharing this document. Okay. Along with this document, I'm sharing my number also because some of you really want to have my number and ask these questions. Okay. And guys, one thing, yeah, I want to share with you. I just shared my number in the chat. And one last thing. Okay. And look at this. Okay. So in this course content, guys, if you look at the bottom, this is very, very important. So is this training useful for freshers and manual testers? Absolutely. Most of you have this doubt. Even as a manual tester, even with zero coding knowledge, can this course really benefit me? Because we are not assuming anything. We are starting everything from scratch. If you have prior programming knowledge, it is good to have. But even if you don't have it, no problem. We'll be covering everything from scratch. Okay. Yes, recordings will be given. And if you miss a session, you'll get the recording. So the duration of this course is approximately 45 to 50 hours. We'll be sharing a lot of assignments. Okay. Yeah. So it is all fully practical. Okay. So which tools and frameworks will be covered? So look at this. Everything whatever questions you have, right? Everything would be answered here. Okay. So I think we are good for now. Now, time for questions. So if you have any question, oh yeah, and one very, very important thing, guys. Okay, so there are some people who somehow join our WhatsApp groups and they actually contact people personally claiming that they are from Isha Training. No, I'm telling you. So Lakshmi is the coordinator for this course. If you have any questions regarding the course content or anything, you can contact Lakshmi. Anita is the person who is managing all the courses. Kumar Gupta is the owner and I'm the trainer. If nobody else outside should be contacting you. If somebody contacts you and if you want to talk to them, you are talking to them at your own risk. Okay, so that particular person, sometimes he calls himself as Tejash, sometimes he calls himself Rohit, and he likes to offer discounted trainings. If you want to join, you can join, but we don't know anything about those people. Yeah. Okay, so this is not a good practice. Some people do it, but these are the only the official people. I hope you're clear. Kumar Gupta is the owner. Anita is managing all these courses. Lakshmi is the coordinator. I'm the trainer. Okay. Yeah, and I'll be sharing this recording with people like who are probably joining late or something. Yes, Ankit, we can. We can. Okay. Right. So, and if you still have some doubts, guys, some questions, if they are not really answered at this point, no problem. You can ask me. Okay. Any other question, guys? Any other question? Now you can raise your hands. You can ask me anything. Even if you feel it's a very basic question, no question is basic, no question is silly. If something is bothering you, you should ask me. Simple as that. I tried my level best to clear all these questions. Yes, Narsimha, go on.
Thank you, sir. So, just wanted to check with you. Is Playwright only suitable for web applications, or we can do a standalone desktop or mobile applications also? We can automate, or only useful for the web applications?
That's a very nice question. So, Narsimha, to answer your question, Playwright is only a GUI or a web application automation testing tool. You cannot automate desktop applications.
Yes.
Same like Selenium. Selenium is also clearly says that Selenium is also a web application tool. Okay, you cannot automate desktop applications. Simple.
Thank you, sir. And sir, what about the mobile browser applications? Like their browser intervention will be there, right? Some
Okay.
applications can be browsed in
Okay.
mobile browsers as well, right?
Yeah, totally get that. Very, very good question, Narsimha. So here, so Playwright is not a mobile testing tool. So if you're talking about Android or iOS apps, those are not possible to automate, but Playwright can do something. Playwright can do mobile emulation. Okay, I'll just quickly share my screen so that you can understand what is mobile emulation. Just a sec.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
glad you asked this question. One sec. Can you see my screen, Narsimha?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah.
now look at this. I'm opening. Okay, so this is the Playwright documentation. I'll show what do I mean. I'll right click and go to inspect. As a tester, Narsimha, have you ever seen this particular button? This one, second button.
Yes, yes. Seen, sir.
Look at this. So if I now click on this button, can you see what is my browser looking like? Now it is showing like an iPhone screen. And if I want to basically make this screen look like an iPad, maybe, okay, suppose iPad Pro. This is how it looks like on an iPad. Okay, so 26%, let me increase it to 100%. Can you see now? Or maybe
Yes.
slightly smaller. So this is possible. So mobile emulation is possible. You can shrink your website and to look like a mobile screen. But if you're talking about proper Android and iOS testing, that is not possible with Playwright. So we have a
Got it.
dedicated tool called APM.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Understood.
No
Got
problem.
it. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question, guys? You can ask me. No question is silly, and I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to help you move to the next level. Hmm. Okay. So some people are asking me questions in private message. So, okay, I would like to really answer. So this course is designed assuming most of you are starting from scratch. So we will not jump directly to Playwright, guys. We'll be first building the JavaScript and TypeScript foundation, and then only we'll move to actual Playwright. We cannot start in the opposite manner. Okay. And I hope you have understood why TypeScript really matters. Correct? Okay. And one very important thing I really want to share. Okay. And that is, so in my experience, I have actually interviewed so many candidates. I have mentored freshers. Okay. I've trained so many experienced professionals also. Okay. And built automation frameworks for real projects. So throughout this course, I'll tell you what companies really expect, guys. Okay. Yeah. So we'll not just write simple, silly test cases like click and fill. No, those are something you can easily find from Google or ChatGPT also. We'll be looking at some advanced scenarios. Basically, how do you think about writing good automation? Hmm? That we use in the real projects. So we'll not be just memorizing silly syntax. Okay. So our objective is to understand why we are writing the code in this manner. What is the difference between bad code versus good code? Yes, I'll be teaching you bad practices. Why? So that you know what not to do. Yes, Narsima, you still have a question?
Yeah, one more question, sir.
Go ahead.
I mean, like, sir, when can we start appearing for the interview? I mean, like, in middle of the course, or like,
Hmm.
I mean, like, just as your opinion or view
Okay.
on like when can we start applying for the job in Playwright?
Okay. Sharma ji, that's a very nice question.
Thank you, sir. Actually, just looking like.
So, so how do I answer this question? So this question I can answer in very different manners also, honestly telling you, because this answer will vary for person to person. Honestly telling you, Nasima. Okay, so I'll tell you. So if you're attending all the classes regularly, if you're practicing every single day, okay, and if you're very, very sincere in your practice, then can you start applying immediately? Yes. But suppose if you are attending classes only when you're feeling like it. Okay. So every Saturday, maybe you're always going for a party, you are skipping Saturday class and you're only attending the Sunday class. Sometimes you practice, sometimes you watch reels. Now, are you getting? I'm telling you an the example also.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right? So it is a problem with the mindset, guys. So that is what I really like to share with also with other people also. Why do people make new resolutions and why do we don't follow them? Okay, because the problem is in the mindset. Okay, that is where I really like to recommend one good book, because I'm a heavy book reader. So because of this book reading, I was able to improve my personality, my confidence got improved, my communication, my personality got better. So it's not like I'm something special, it's like I did a lot of work behind. Okay. Right, a lot of sleepless nights were there, guys, because I was very, very frustrated with my career. Okay. So there was a lot of time I was making such a low salary. Okay. And I was really pissed off with myself. Why am I making such a low salary? Why am I not confident with Java and those things? I did a lot of work, guys. Okay. So automation is not an overnight journey. You really want to work hard. Okay. And then you can actually command very good package. Okay. Yes, you can make a package of 40 LPA also, 50 LPA also in India. Okay. And so don't look at these negative news saying that, there are so many layoffs. Yes, layoffs are happening, but recruitment is also happening. It's not just layoffs are happening, recruitment is also happening. There are so many opportunities out there. So if you are a good guy, good resource who can add value to the company, people want to hire you. That is what my thought process is. Be so good, people want to hire you. Yes, Shalini, you have a question? I see you have raised hands, Nisha, or maybe unmuted something. No? Okay. Any other question? Yes, Srishti. Bataiye, what's your question?
Hi, Piyush. Actually, I just want to ask, like, are we going to cover framework designing as well?
Okay. So, okay, what exactly you mean by framework designing?
Like, once we are done with JavaScript, TypeScript,
Hmm.
Playwright,
Hmm.
then can we work on how actually the framework is designed and how we have to, like, we'll be, as you have already mentioned, we'll be working on Jenkins and other things.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So,
So let me
are
tell you.
we?
Okay, I get your question. So basically,
Sure.
you're talking about the Playwright framework structure, basically. So the best part about Playwright is what? Compared to Selenium. See, whenever you actually create a Playwright framework, basically. So I'll show you tomorrow how do we install Playwright, and we'll be creating our initial framework structure also. So Playwright gives you an initial framework structure. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Srishti, it depends upon you and me. How do we modify and customize this framework structure as per our requirement? For example, when we'll move to data-driven testing, I'll show with you. Okay. So what is the right thought process behind creating these files and folders? Okay. How do we create
Okay.
these files and folders? Because see, imagine you may be working in an e-commerce project. I may be working on a banking project. Possible, no?
Right.
Right. So your framework structure, do you think should it exactly be the same as mine folder structure?
No, for sure, no.
For sure, no. Correct? Because your thought process could be different. My thought process could be different. Your project requirements could be different. My project requirements could be different. So when it comes to generic, yes, I'll be sharing with you the right thought process. How do we organize all our files and folders? But what is a framework? Most people have no idea only. Most people think framework is like a library that we just install from internet. No.
Oh, okay.
So what is a framework basically? Framework in simple words means organizing your entire Playwright project so that it should be easy to read, easy to understand, easy to scale. Very important thing. Okay.
Right.
So I'll be sharing all these thought process, the right thought process in this course. Very important. So I'm so glad you asked this question.
Sure. Thank you.
No problem. Oh, I still 6 messages. Okay. So tomorrow session is 1 hour or 2 hours. It will be anywhere between 1 hour. Okay. So actually session got over. I mean 1 hour something. Now it's all questions. So it depends. So tomorrow we're starting with JavaScript also. So we might cover 1 hour, 15 minutes or something, whatever. Oh yes, Yogita, yes, I'll be giving a lot of assignments. And if you're done with these assignments, you can ask me more and I'll share more. So Shyansh is asking which extension you disabled to stop Copilot suggestion. So Shyansh, okay, so okay, I'll share my screen again. 1 sec. You guys are asking very good questions, guys. I'm glad. Okay, I think you can see my screen. So first thing is, it is recommended. This is what my thought process is when you're writing code from scratch, right? You want to force your brain to think, no? If Copilot is writing everything for you, it won't even let your brain to think, right? That is why I recommend, okay, only in the practice project that you are using, you should disable Copilot. So simply search for Copilot chat. Okay, yeah. Look at this Copilot chat and this extension is disabled for this workspace. So Shyansh, can you see this cross icon is there and it says enable AI features. If I click on enable AI, it will be enabled again. Now, I will not get any suggestions of Copilot. So this is, I'll recommend, okay, when you are learning something for the first time. Okay, so this is how we do it. Any other question? Narsimha saying thank you. After this course completion, can you help me CV preparation? Oh, yes, absolutely. You can share your CV currently also. How do I spell your name? Prasnanti. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Sorry. So you can share your CV also. I can give some recommendations. Definitely. Absolutely. So one,
Sorry.
yeah, Shalini saying something?
Yeah. I was not able to unmute so far.
Oh.
So now that I can do that. See, Piyush, I come from a Python background, so 4+ years of experience into automation, wherein I have built the frameworks from scratch
Sorry, your
for
voice is not
Selenium.
very clear.
And Python side to test agents and all those type of things.
Shalini,
So
hold on. Sorry,
I
your voice
have
is not clear.
experience with ETL validations also.
Guys, can you hear me?
So for me, should I be going for this JavaScript?
Yeah, you are
or
audible, Piyush. I think Shalini's end is
I'm also building
the
AI
noisy one.
agents.
I don't know. Shalini, hold on. Sorry, your voice is not very clear. Ankit, when was speaking, his voice is clear, but somehow your voice is not clear. I just heard that you are something from Python. That is what I heard.
I'll send you a private message also. You can read that.
You send me can you just send me one more time, please? Actually, so many people are sending me messages. Your message might have been hidden behind so many.
Okay.
Yeah. So Aditya, we are not dedicatedly talking about this Selenium to Playwright migration, but if you need some help, I can help you in that. Oh, yes, absolutely, Narsimha. Exactly, because when we'll actually move on to this thing, page object model, so we'll be actually working on a very nice mini project actually, which I'm sure you'll find it very useful. Shalini, I have not yet received your message. I don't know. Or maybe you can drop me a WhatsApp, whatever.
I sent you again. Could you see that here?
I have not received it. Last message is by Narsimha only in the chat.
Am I audible clearly? I can repeat
Yes,
again.
now you're audible. Yeah.
Okay. So what I was saying, see, I have some 4+ years of experience into automation, wherein I have designed frameworks from scratch, from Selenium as well as Playwright using test agents.
Shalini, hold on. Your voice is echoing. Very hard to hear you again. I don't know. There is some network issue. I would suggest you can connect with me separately and I can help you. I don't know, but there is some network issue or voice issue. It is echoing. I'm barely able to hear.
What I can see is she has joined in two different
From two devices. Yeah,
Is it?
that's the reason.
Oh, Shalini, okay. You are joining from two separate accounts actually. Shalini and Shani Agarwal. I think that is why it is echoing. Oh, just now I realized.
Now it is better.
Now it is fine.
That's I will. So, see, basically, I come from Python background. I mean, I have 4+ years of experience in automation, wherein I have designed test frameworks from scratch.
Okay.
For Selenium API, as well, if PyTest, I use test agents and all also.
Okay.
So, JS, I have some idea, but then I'm not, of course, expert at JS, right? And I have experience with ETL, and I am into writing my own AI agents Okay.
Hmm.
So with all this, should I focus on the Python only, or should I, bridge myself with this JS also? And I am looking out for a job fresh now.
Okay. At this point, you don't have a job?
Yes, I don't have a job.
Okay. So yours is a special case actually. So, okay, Shalini, I would suggest you can talk to me privately and I can give you some dedicated guidance for this in that case.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. So you have my WhatsApp number. You can just drop me WhatsApp. If required, we can speak also and I'll help you.
Sure. Thank
Because
you
this
so much.
conversation might take a little longer because I could understand how you need some specialized help. Okay. No
Okay,
problem.
sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ketu is asking, need some help with setup in VS Code as I'm not able to execute. Okay, Ketu. So, okay. If you're facing some issues, you can drop me a WhatsApp. What exactly is your query? And I'll help you with it. All right. Any other question, guys? But just wanted to quickly ask you, how was the overall? I mean, yes, we have not started with anything as such. We have not even started with JavaScript. But how was the overall demo class? Just wanted to hear from you on a high level. Did you find it useful, guys? Wanted to hear.
Inspiring, actually, Piyush.
Inspiring. Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe to get a job as soon as possible once the course ends.
Okay. So I totally get that, Ankit, because I have seen, I think 4 or 5 or 6 layoffs. I know it's very tough. I've seen that situation also wherein you don't even have 100 rupees in your wallet and you still have EMIs and bills to pay. I know it's very, very frustrating and very difficult experience. You feel useless at times. I have gone through that situation. So I know how it feels. Okay. So I'll do my level best to make sure that this should be one of the very highest quality training. And if you'll attend all these classes regularly and if you practice, Ankit, I'm sure, right, you will find the desired opportunity. But don't just wait and watch. Keep applying. No, because companies' processes are very slow anyway. If you'll apply, maybe you'll get a call after 3 weeks or something. So don't hold yourself and just, let go of these opportunities. No harm in keep trying. Narsim, I think it was fantastic, sir. Really excited to learn. I'm also equally excited to learn. So, guys, very important. I can teach you like a boring trainer also, but it is going to be very boring class. Okay, we have seen those boring lectures in the school and colleges. Let us not have another boring lecture. So let us have some interesting ones, and I'll be sharing a lot of thought process. Okay, my thought process. Okay, so this is something that we'll learn. Oh yes, we'll be slow down, guys. So as of now, we are not learning anything technical. That is why, as I was mentioning, I'm a fast speaker, so I really like to speak on a 1.25x usually. But once we are learning the concepts, we will be slowed down. Okay, right? So this session boosted my confidence being a non-IT person. Absolutely. Just like other people have cleared the interviews also, and they have actually joined Playwright automation, you can also do it, guys. Okay, so just believe in yourself. That is why I start telling people, start reading good books, start watching less of reels, because those reels are unnecessarily polluting your brain. If you just keep watching negative stuff, right, garbage in, garbage out, correct, right? You don't want to put unnecessary garbage. Yes, you should do a little entertainment, but only when your today's task is done, right? Okay, yeah. So we'll cover all this, guys. Okay, so Shreyans, yes, I'll slow down. I'll slow down. Anyways, we are not learning anything technical so far. That is I was a little fast. But when we are actually learning the concepts, this will be my speed. Okay, so I'll be actually slowed down. Any other questions you may have, you can ask me, guys. I'm very, very happy to answer. Hmm. Okay, so some of you who have really liked the classes and some of you, because tomorrow's most likely will be another demo class. Okay, some of you want to take another demo class, you can join that. Okay, and if you really like, okay, you can WhatsApp Lakshmi, you can WhatsApp me, and if you are decided to enroll, I'll be sharing all these recordings with you. So we'll be creating a dedicated WhatsApp group. Okay, right, in some time. Okay, we'll be adding all those people who have enrolled into that WhatsApp group. Okay, yeah, and I'll be creating a drive link and I'll share all this. Vinay is saying inspiring feels like I find right teacher who can help in moving from manual to automation. I know Vinay because when I was moving from manual to automation, I know how frustrating it was when you really wanted help and when nobody is there to help you. Because if you look at your managers, you look at your peers, nobody is interested in helping you. Sorry, that's a brutal fact in IT because it's a dog eat dog world. Right? That is how it is. Okay. But I'm so glad to hear this from you, Vinay. Yeah. Okay. Somebody has raised hands. Aditya. Yes, Aditya. Go on.
Yeah, hi Piyush. Yeah, hi. So
Hello.
I need to like talk little bit regarding some of my problems. So that number is reachable so that we can connect over call.
I didn't. Your voice is not very clear. Are you saying you want me to you want to connect with me on a call? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. You can just drop me a WhatsApp. So there are some people who have lined up. Some of you have already dropped me a WhatsApp. Okay. So yes. So I mean, I'll be connecting with you separately. So I'll try to connect with you today itself. But if at all, suppose if I'm not able to connect, maybe tomorrow morning or something, we can definitely connect. But I'll try to connect with you today itself.
Okay.
So Yogita is dropping a message. Inspiring session. Thank you. I'm so glad to hear this, Yogita. I could feel that, I'm sure you will find this session and the entire course very much valuable. Okay. And just believe in your ability, guys, because nobody will be helping you, telling you that you are good. But I'm telling you, you all have some special gift inside. If you look at deeply inside yours, you are special, guys. You just need to, take out your good part. Yes, Jhansi, you can unmute and tell me what's your question.
Hey Piyush, I'm doing a automation, not automation, sorry, manual testing for Salesforce. So whether the Playwright is only for the web application thing, or we can integrate this with CRM tools as well, like Salesforce or Pega or ServiceNow.
Actually, I've given a lot of trainings on Salesforce applications also. So Playwright full. Okay, so let me tell you something. Playwright is designed for modern applications only. Are you getting, Jansi?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Playwright can support Salesforce applications. Have you heard about Odoo applications? Odoo control something. Have you heard?
So I sorry.
No, no problem. Okay. So Playwright supports all the modern applications. Okay. So that is something you have to understand. So if there's any application that is designed nowadays, it is supported by Playwright. That is something you need to understand. Okay, so
Sounds good.
Salesforce is easily automable by Playwright. Very, very easy to automate. Any other
Yeah.
questions? No? Okay. So, okay, so when you're saying please share right contact for supporting. So guys, okay. So okay, I'll send with you Lakshmi's number. So she's the course coordinator. Okay, so one sec. So guys, only talk to the official people. Don't talk to any other person actually. Okay, so one sec. Where is Lakshmi's number? Here. Okay. I don't know. Actually, I'm getting so many WhatsApp. So many people are sending me a WhatsApp here. Okay, so guys, just give me some time. I'll reply to all of you. Okay. Can you believe it? 25 WhatsApp messages. Oh my God. Okay. I'll see how can I respond. Okay. So just wait for some time, guys. I'll for sure, reply you. Okay. So Lakshmi's number. Okay. I found it. One sec. Okay. So guys, you can write down. Okay. It is, okay. I'll write 799581169. So this is Lakshmi's number. Okay. Hopefully you're able to follow. Let me repeat one more time. 79958111169. This is Lakshmi's number and I'm sharing in the chat. This is the course coordinator, Lakshmi. Okay. Yeah. This is Lakshmi. Shrishti is saying, thank you so much for this great session. I'm so glad to hear this. And did you realize, yes, most of you, rather than looking for technical stuff, you are looking for somebody who believe in you. Let me tell you honestly, most of us want somebody who believe in us, some outsider sometimes. Okay. Yeah. That is what I did, guys. Okay. Correct. Okay. And guys, one thing, market is actually tough. So one last parting thought, and that is, please plan your finances wisely. Don't make unnecessary expenses that you don't need. Don't need to buy unnecessary iPhone if you don't need it. Correct. So plan your finances wisely. Okay. If you really want to spend money in good things. For example, buying some good books, buying something useful. Okay. Right. Don't unnecessarily spend money. So please plan your finances wisely. Very, very important. Okay. So tomorrow we'll continue and we'll start from, okay, I'll show you basically how do you install Playwright. Okay. Tomorrow we'll see. Tomorrow I'll show you how do you install, not just install, how do you automate a very simple application even if you have zero knowledge in coding in less than 5 minutes. That is my challenge. Okay, in less than 5 minutes, and I'll share with you, even to non-technical people, how do you automate something via Playwright? Can you believe it? This is something we'll see. Yeah, and I'll share this recording with you all. Okay, and if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, you can. And okay, and I'll also share with you so many these tips and tricks, interview tips, LinkedIn tips. How do you grow? Because this is something I feel, guys. I think it's a good time to start working on building your own brand. If you're just relying on your job, not a good idea, according to me. Not a good idea. Because you truly want to dig the well before you're thirsty. Okay, right? In my case, I have so many income options nowadays. Even if my company kicks me out, how does it matter? Right? I have my own website. I have good base on LinkedIn, 30,000 followers, right? I also teach. I have so many other things, right? So, right, that is what I keep telling to people. Okay, work on multiple income options. So I think there are no further questions. So if there are no questions, we should stop. Okay, right? And I'll now answer some people. So one by one only. There are so many WhatsApp messages. So please don't mind if I'll not reply you immediately. I have some 20, 25 people who are just, sending me messages. So I'll reply shortly. But it was great meeting you all. And thank you so much, guys, for sharing whatever you shared about you. Right? Okay. And we'll have a great time together in these next 2 months. Okay. And if you still have some questions or doubts, feel free to reach out and I'll be helping you. Okay. Yeah. So with this, signing off, and I'll see you tomorrow. So do join. So if you join little early tomorrow, we can do a little chit chat. Okay, we can discuss. If you have any questions regarding your career, if you need some guidance or anything. Okay, I'll be starting the meeting maybe by 7:20, 7:22 something. So we can discuss and talk. Okay. So see you guys tomorrow. Yeah. Take care. Bye bye. Shubh Ratri.